What's going on, everybody? Respawn Gentleman here. So earlier today, the 1.8 patch for Dying Light 2 was released, and we got a ton of fixes. So let's dive right into this and see everything that was changed. Now, I will leave a link in the description below to show all these changes. I'm not going to go over every single one because there is a lot, but I will show you some of the more important ones that I think are in here. This one right here, we've got biters, behavior changes, the biters be more aggressive, things like that. This, because of something I'll show here in a little bit, this means that I think they're just going to be hitting you more, they're going to be attacking more, because they will actually be grabbing you less, which I'll go over here in just a little bit as well. They also added a benchmark mode, or benchmark option, I should say, for PC, which is really, really cool. You can have a level of detail range multiplier. They reduced motion sickness reduction you can change. And they have it kind of set up to be ready for the XESS Intel stuff coming out. So there's a lot of good fixes right here for kind of PC, but also in general with the biter behavior thing. So let's get into the gameplay updates. So a lot of these I've gone through and they actually fix a lot of the black screen issues. So those should be kind of done with now, hopefully, fingers crossed. Let me know in the comments if you still get any of those. One thing that I did hear complaints about was this top one about not being able to get on a bicycle when starting a bicycle challenge. So if you do want to do those bicycle challenges, that should be able to be possible for you now, since you can get on the bike. So another thing is they actually tweaked Skullface's resistances to elemental damage, so he's going to be more challenging than before, which I already thought he was kind of a tough boss fight as it is, because he just spams the shield constantly. But yeah, now they made him more challenging, so it's probably going to take a little bit longer to kill him is probably what the result of that is. This is an absolutely massive one. People have been wanting this fixed forever, and it says fixed an issue with legendary encounters rewarding the players with only mutation samples. This has been a huge problem for the last 2 updates, and it should be fixed now. We'll do a kind of a dive into the game here in just a little bit, but yeah, this should be fixed now, so fingers crossed it's fixed. Let me know in the comments below if you're still not getting any legendary items or anything, or weapons or at all with the legendary encounters. We've got a few other ones here, like this one. We've got the headshots with the bows should now do the appropriate amount of damage, so you should be doing more damage, I'm assuming. We'll do some testing on that, because it feels like you're shooting enemies in the head like 15 times before they die, which seems kind of weird. So hopefully that is what that means, it's fixed and we don't have to worry about that. Another absolutely huge one is this one right here. This has been a big problem, causing people's stashes to be full. It's not the 100% best solution, however, it is a solution. So players are now able to drop their rewards bought from the Carnage Hall rewards vendor. So if your stash is completely full of masks that you can't get rid of, now you're able to drop those. I'm hoping that also applies to the Boss Renegade mask that you get for getting New Game Plus, because I've got like 7 of those and they're just taking up space. So hopefully that applies to more than just the Carnage Hall rewards. They also mention on here, swinging animations are now faster to feel more on par with Dying Light 1. So this applies to all weapons, not just one-handed or two-handed or anything. So everything should be swinging faster, which means you should also be killing things faster as well. So it's kind of more on par with how weapons worked in Dying Light 1. This one, I did have quite a few people tell me about this one, is when you're in the opera, there is a couple of times where you have to like sneak around guards and things. I think this is mainly during the Gilded Cage side quest, or if you kill the guard, it fails the mission and it sends you back, and then sometimes it gets you in an infinite death loop where you can't do anything. That did happen to a few people, so I hope that is actually fixed now, so please let me know in the comments if you're still getting that problem. So now on to the co-op updates. We have a few on here, like a fixed issue where the 4th player to join the session would get stuck in the table during dialogue with Severus. I think that's kind of funny that would happen, but also super annoying, so I'm glad that's fixed, or at least it should be anyway. Unresponsive controls after joining a co-op session on PlayStation 4. That's a pretty big one, you know, not being able to literally play the game. This one's actually a pretty good one too, I think, is now whenever you're joining a game or you're trying to find a game, it'll tell you if they're currently in a dialogue, so you can choose not to go with that one if you want to. That will help kind of alleviate some of these problems as well. Another big one in the Bloody Ties DLC, there's a stealth mission where the guards would somehow immediately spawn onto the player, so you'd fail the mission. I did see a few people mention that, so hopefully that should be fixed now. A lot of these also kind of mention like infinite loading screens and things as well that have been fixed. So if you get any infinite loading screens, those should be taken care of. Multiple connection issues were taken care of. A couple of other things like this is a huge one. Manica Shield ice mods are now upgradable. Not sure why that's in the co-op updates, but that's good that they finally fixed that. They decided to fix the typo that was in the code, so that one should be upgraded now. So next we have the UI and UX updates. One on here that I kind of feel is either great or bad, depending on how you look at it. It says fix an issue where players could reach restricted areas. I'm thinking that means like specifically for the bloody ties where you get outside the map. There's nothing outside the map, but I think maybe they fix it to where that's no longer possible, or possibly underneath the map as well. So it could be one of those two. We'll do some testing here in just a minute to find all that out. So a few more things on the technical updates. We got players will no longer get stuck while sliding into vent shafts. I know that's happened to quite a few people, so that should be taken care of now. The Don Quixote achievement should actually work now for people who haven't gotten it yet. This one is a big one. I do need to test this one out because that happened to me so many times. I turn on the game and there's just no sound at all. So hopefully that means that that issue is now resolved. So this one right here is kind of a big one. I'm thinking this may be referring to the fact that the challenge would fail all the time, possibly related to the solo dupe glitch that I have a video on, and I'll have more glitches coming out for the new update. But this one says fix the Baba Yaga challenge being unplayable. So either that means that the mushrooms wouldn't appear for some people. So hopefully that issue is fixed, or people just crashing as soon as they start the challenge, or the challenge automatically fails, something like that. Hopefully that is what that means and those issues are resolved. So down here at the bottom is kind of where they mentioned a few things they talked about at the top, like implementing a benchmark mode for PC players. This is actually a really huge one for PlayStation 4 players, as they improved the initial loading time by up to 10 whole seconds on PlayStation 4, because I know that is one of the big complaints about the older gen systems, is that they take forever to boot up the game. So that should be a little bit better now. But an absolutely huge one is this one right here. Reduce the number of times infected will grab the player. This was an absolutely massive thing that people have been asking for a while, because there's too many grabs by these dang zombies. So that should be fixed now, or at least have a reduced number so you're not getting grabbed all the time. However, they will be more aggressive, so they'll probably come at you from longer distances and start like swiping at you more often than they did originally, to kind of balance that out. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Dying Light content, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.